So, so you went about a mile west, so Rowan should be able to tell you the way that will take you to the Kouinda War camp from here.
Go west!
Yeah, if it's still in the same place it was last time, we're not actually that far away. Well, you said fucking west? We can't go west.
We ran straight into the ocean.
Fortune's Landing is on the west edge. We're heading east.
East, yeah. I don't know why I said fucking west.
You fool!
Oh my goodness!
Anyway, yes. Yeah.
Let's build a campfire!
The Kouinda camp should be relatively close.
Let's
do that. Yeah, it's cool, right?
That was like that's like no effect. That is just how Nat can do things. It's really scary.
Am I playing Oxygen again?
Are we going to continue?
Yep, off we go.
I pack up my pocket shrine. I know it doesn't do anything, but it feels
I'm
nice.
still picking my spells, but you can go ahead. I've only got to change like one or two more.
Yeah, well, you can pick spells in the wagon. Self-and meditation, not nothing. Let me get in the wagon. Right, get in the wagon. Get in the wagon. Thank you. Thank you.
So, takes you a few hours.
Continue.
That it doesn't take you long before you meet a Kouinda patrol on the road who do indeed recognize you.
Hi.
What's up, my cooies?
Oh, you can't call them that.
We kind of just ruined our reputation in the place that
It's
was.
fine.
Yeah, that's why I'm like on edge and nervous, because I wanted to go back and drop the Most Fire album initially, but
Well, instead we dropped fire onto the palace.
Yeah, they
we did.
take you to see the war leader. They've not got a problem with that.
Yay, thank you, friends.
Well, right, so it doesn't take you long to reach the war camp, where Kagabu and Isisa are waiting for you.
I knew we were coming. Oh no, it's because of the...
Oh.
Yeah.
News travels fast.
Well, one of the party who found you ran on ahead.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And as they arrive, they both give the standard Kouinda bow to you and welcome you. And Isisa just
I
says,
respond in turn to the best of my ability.
You've returned, friends of the Kouinda. What brings you back to our camp?
We kind of... The Seaguard's an asshole.
there is a greater threat to the west of here. We seek the General Crest.
Crest, yes.
No, they can't. I'm just like...
It's just like...
How much language have you learned?
Speak the native language right now are Rowan and Daly.
I think Orion learned some as well, didn't you?
I can speak snake.
There was somebody else who was learning the language as well. I'm sure it was.
No, I think it was just you two.
Orion. Okay, cool.
I'll be honest, if it was me, I wasn't paying attention.
That's all right. Yeah.
You just sort of just soak it up.
So, threat to the west, and what is this Seaguard?
That's me.
Poncy Castle. Not a castle, his house. He called it palace. He didn't pay the people you were negotiating with, and then they came with you, apparently?
Oh, the general, yes. He is training our
Yes,
warriors.
General Crest.
Yes, you will find them. You will find them on the north side of the camp where we have set up a gun learning place. I apologise.
That's cool.
These are new words to our language.
It's okay. We are here because we had a disagreement with the people who threw General Crest out.
Wait. Kagabu Kouinda, the war leader, steps up towards you, Rowan, and looks kind of contemplative. And says, It was your heroics and your willingness to fight at our side that persuaded us not to attack this village. Now you attack this village.
To be fair, the people we were allied with are now with you.
Yeah, the politics have changed somewhat. When we said not to attack the village was still just a village. Now they're actively trying to create war. It's a bit different.
Like,
so
the place we were allied to was called Fortune's Landing. This place is now New Seaguard. We are not allied to New Seaguard.
So
The
Kagabu
people
looks to
of
his
Fortune's
queen,
Landing are here.
What are they saying?
looks back to you, looks back to his queen and says, So you are suggesting that Kagabu, the great war leader, is now allowed to attack the village.
What did he say?
What say you,
He's asking if he's asking. I'm translating for the guys. He's asking if they are allowed now to attack the village.
Only if we can have it. Only if I can have it as part of my land.
Oh, come on now.
Allowed makes it sound like we're trying to kind of tell him what he can and can't do, and that seems a bit...
Yeah.
It's a translation thing, but basically it's in the context of he promised to you that he would not attack the village for your services to him. So he's asking if it becomes necessary, you're cool with him attacking it, right?
Yeah, now it's fair game.
I have
Go
a
nuts.
question in turn. Have you seen the damage that new Seaguard have caused to the forest?
No, we have stayed to our camp ever since the humans with their guns arrived. We've been learning to fight with them.
They have stripped the forest back an additional mile and are not sustaining the regrowth. I think you are well within your rights.
Zane isn't happy.
You are well within your rights to attack them, should you please. Zane is absolutely not happy. In fact, I do believe that he called down some lightning, and that's what started our disagreement.
Signs from the gods. I will raise it to the ground. I will not spare a single woman or child.
I do have a request of someone you could spare. Could you please spare the guy who runs the bar, please?
Actually, when he started talking
I
about
drew a quick
slaughtering
picture.
everything, Queen Asisa immediately walked up behind him, and as near as you guys can tell, he's suddenly standing up straight.
Poked in the back. It's like, excuse me.
Yeah, just get a hold of his nuts.
I will need to consult with my queen and my warriors about what is to be done.
That's cool.
We could probably send word to the tavern somehow that he needs. I mean, I'm sure he understands. He saw us come into town. He saw the parade with the guy being like, "Aiden, come, my child." You know, like he saw us coming. He knows what happened next. That guy's pretty savvy. I'm sure he'll manage to get out somehow.
hope so.
How many of them saw my face?
I mean, you never
By the
went
way,
inside the town borders, really.
Hmm.
And you hung back during the fight, so...
Oh,
I
that's
might have
true.
seen someone in bright blue retrieving a corpse.
Question, are you two relaying what is being said back and forth?
Yes.
Hang on, because Garb was saying
Right.
something and you've interrupted her. What were you saying,
I was
Garb?
going to say, I don't think they saw me at my face, but they did see someone in bright blue retrieving an elven corpse. What are the chances that I could probably go and sneak in a message? Anyway, I've got an idea. They probably may recognise my colours as someone who came in and took a corpse, but there may be a chance I could sneak in and get a word in.
Oh, I can do it. I can send an animal messenger. I can do that. I can.
Yes, please.
Can you send an animal messenger to bring some ammunition back? Can you make a kangaroo?
Fucking raccoon with a bandolier.
Trash panda!
Literally Rocket Raccoon.
Send him back.
I can. No.
Make him bloody
It's like a bunny or something. Like it's not fucking. It's not the stag of the forest. You can't.
Send it. Gossips.
I can't do that.
Send like a bird, and as it goes past, it just snatches up some black powder.
Or you
like,
can
this
just
is
write
the
a
best
letter for her to go pick up some black powder.
Hey.
Lime, what do you do?
Hello, alchemist. What do you have planned?
I heard black powder.
Yes.
Please get making some. I'm desperately low.
Well, I was going to say, if you're relaying back and forth, just, if he needs anything, say the word.
We've got a guy.
Absolutely.
Because somebody's made the list. And that's not a list you want to be on.
No.
Yeah, there is now an official list.
Would we be able to stay in the camp for a while to recuperate and regroup and talk to the general?
Our camp is yours as ever, friend Rowan.
Thank you.
And I do a little Kouinda bow as well.
Yeah, they're off to discuss circumstances. You're free to go around the camp again.
I want to see the Kouinda kiddies again.
Okay,
I
Rowan
want to show
wanders
them
off towards the creche area of the tents.
I want to show them I'm still wearing the thing they made me.
Rowan's off to have a good time. What's everyone else doing?
I'll deal with
I'll go
having-
help them with the drill with the new guns. Try and
Could you wield one?
show them how to do things.
I'm going to hit up my old alchemist buddy.
You're off to
Be
see
like, hey, I'm an android now.
You still have the mood hair.
Sure.
I would have thought that would have almost switched off since you had your block knocked. I
Oh,
guess
no,
it's
still
I mean,
connected
my
to
head
the
still
brain.
functions.
That's how biology works, right?
yeah, but considering he's a beep boop,
Also, behold, first edition of a nickname.
Totally not Junkrat.
It's accurate.
That's
Yeah, I think mine's accurate as well.
Bad boss of the day.
So the way that animal messenger works, I need to write a scroll and attach it to a small animal.
Okay.
So who wants to sort of help me with this note? So
I
we've
will.
got-
So I'm sending someone off.
know what we're saying.
We're just gonna. It's gonna be like one of those get well soon cards with a bunch of signatures on it, except we're all writing our own thing.
Yeah, I mean this is basically a carrier pigeon. Like that's the idea of it.
Yeah.
You attach a little note to it and then send it off on its way, and it takes about a day to get there. And
Full in buyers. Victorious buyers. Okay.
but I feel like we should actually write the note so that we have an idea of what it is we're saying. So what are we saying?
I've half attempted to
Oh,
write,
listen.
hey, shit's gone south. Can you come
I can
down,
see you
please?
guys looking bullshit. I just put my head through the canvas like, hi.
Hi.
And
Less-
I look at it and I'm like, hi. Oh, this is really nice.
Where we're
We're
coming
not all
from.
signing it. No, we're just gonna like write. So what we're writing, because I've sort of forgotten his name.
Yorick Nest.
Okay, so we're writing, dear Yordik.
Please get the fuck out of new secret Seaguard.
Yeah, but where's he gonna go?
I don't know. Come to the
We-
Kouinda camp.
We
You'll
cannot
be the
put. We cannot give these people the location of the Kouinda camp in case it falls into the wrong
Good
hands.
point.
Uh-huh.
Truthfully, we just need to give fucking Dingle Dangle, the warring murder guy at this camp, strict instruction. Don't fuck with the guy who runs the pub.
We also need to pre-warn the guy.
Yeah.
That there is trouble coming, so that he can get out of Dodge. You'll have a way out. There are networks of spies. I mean, you can go to the Amber City.
You've already.
Yeah.
There is trouble coming. Fuck
about-
out of Dodge.
What about
Yeah, go
getting
to the
Agent
Amber
Swan
City.
involved and like?
Don't even say the Amber City.
Go somewhere safe. There may be war coming. Do we even say that much, or can we just say? I mean, I could make it sound kind of.
Okay.
Is there like a, I don't know? Is there some sort of, not language, but some sort of words we can use is in almost like thieves' camp that only applies to like pathfinding?
Pathfinder jargon.
Yeah. Is there something that we can? Is there like a code?
None of you speak it.
I speak thieves' cat.
Right. Okay. I don't think he speaks thieves' camp, does he?
I think so.
Does he knows the location of Agent Swan though, doesn't he?
Yeah, as I said, why don't we get get Windsor involved?
But what you need to do is say on the message, trouble is coming to Fortune's Landing. Meet with Agent Swan and lay low. There we go. Message wrote.
Yay!
Then we
Okay,
need-
that's what I say. That's
But then
fine.
we
That's
also
what I
need to
write.
send
Cool.
word off to Windsor to say, yeah, the shit's going down.
And we also need to. Oh God, you're cutting out, my love. Sorry, I can't remember what
damn
you're
it.
saying.
Give me the fucking mic. Then we need to send one off to Windsor as well, saying, yeah, shit's kind of happening. Some guy's gonna turn up. He's got this letter. Do.
I mean, she knows.
I can do it once per day.
Okay.
Well, mind you, I can prepare it twice. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. I'll prepare that twice, and then do that. And then can I meditate again and then change out my spell for something else? Do we have time to do that, old Grand
Yeah,
GM?
we're regrouping here for like at least a night.
Okay, so that's fine. Then I'm going to send out the notes. I'll just use, I don't know, what are the local fauna here? I mean, are there like squirrels or rats or anything?
There's loads of small birds in the savannah. Getting two of them shouldn't be hard for a druid.
Birds. She'd appreciate the thought.
So, Levy's off to meet his friend, isn't he? He's off to
Yes.
see Wazimu.
It's
You
off to
didn't
see
tell
the
me
Liz.
Good
that's
time for mad
the
alchemy.
name.
Pardon?
I don't think you told us that was
No, that is the
because he's not on my list. There we go. So
Wazimu.
is it Wazumi or Wazimu?
Wazimu. It is literally Swahili for madman.
Yes, it is.
So, the perfect name for an alchemist.
Yes.
So, Levy, you're off to see the alchemist.
Amazing, come in. My friend, I have great news.
He immediately turns to face you, and you notice he has a few new singes on his mane.
Oh, first I just kind of, point out to him, singe, by the way.
Yeah. So, happens all the time. Happens all the time. Your
Well,
head is
my
not
friend.
your head.
Indeed, indeed.
Why is your head
Many
not
things
your
have
head?
happened. Well, long story. Very long story. The short of the long is, there's work to be done.
Do tell.
Well, and I kind of huddle over with him because, we're alchemists. We're doing our thing.
Yes.
You see, the war camp may very well march on former Fortune's Landing soon. And I imagine the war chief may require some alchemical help. What are your thoughts, my friend?
War Chief does not like me. Last time I tried to use weapons, I singed War Chief's tail.
Okay. Well,
Lightning rod, not good sword.
No.
no. What do you say we start working on weapons together? 2 heads are better than 1, even if one doesn't work as intended. Kind of wave mine around.
Wazimu likes this plan. Where do we start?
Say, well, and just kind of drag him off and just start alchemizing.
Yeah, so you two are doing alchemy for a bit. The shenanigans.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Aiden went to go and find General Crest and the other trainee shooters, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Was anyone going with him for that? Because Taylor and Ephra are busy doing messages.
Rowan's playing with the children.
Rowan's off to see the kids. Araya, what is your game plan here?
Don't say game, and then I just go back to trying to teach the snake Hearthstone.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I don't know how to go about it, so I'm just gonna do nothing for the time being. Definitely not suspicious.
So, Aiden, it doesn't take you long to follow the sound of gunshots and the smell of gun smoke to the north of the camp, where there you do see a lot of humans and General Crest hard at work. Various Kouinda showing them how to operate firearms. A lot of the Kouinda's hands are a bit big for the rifles in question, which have needed the trigger guards removed as a result. But, they're getting there. They are at least vaguely confident with the idea of aiming because of their own love of their heavy crossbows.
Right then. Well, I'll introduce myself to the general again, and said I'm here to help him with training the troops.
In fact, not
Yeah,
only
in the hopes that I can get some supplies for doing so.
Excellent, yeah. So not only is the general here, but there's also another familiar face from Fortune's Landing. Otto von Jäger, the ship captain who brought you all here in the first place.
Hey,
Yes, the Ottoman.
wasn't that the same ship captain from our other campaign as well?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the one who brought in your dragon.
Yeah,
the Hydra.
nice.
What can I say? I like having an established universe.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Well, so I assume you're explaining to Crest exactly what's been going on in Fortune's Landing / New Seaguard.
Just quite quietly avoiding talking about glassing him.
Well, I'll give him the basic rundown of, he's acting above his station and blah, 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 and the threat to my household and blah, blah, blah. Give him that whole thing.
I can't honestly say I'm surprised that the bastard went nuts. He was refusing to pay us. Said that because we survived, we were protecting our own skins, not his. Anyway, so, what do you propose to do, Aiden Amberforth? Are you here to try and hire my men for a war?
I can't speak for the party just yet, but it may come to that.
I dare say the Kouinda wouldn't mind a bout and a chance to use these guns, but I do have a concern. Reginald is an asshole, and I can't say that those mercenaries he brought in after we left are particularly nice men, but what about all the others? The barmen, the market men who came in on the ships with Otto? If I know the Kouinda by now, and I know them fairly well, they will just storm in there and kill everybody. And I don't particularly want to see them all slaughtered just to bring down the pompous Seaguard, you understand?
Well, there's people in our travelling party that have been making negotiations with the Kouinda as best as we can. They've learned the language and they're doing their best to guide them to a less wholesale slaughter of everybody.
Well, that's understandable. The other issue with bringing me and my men into the war would be, and I hate to say this, but it's simply how I operate, my men are not freedom fighters, we are mercenaries. The entire reason we left Seaguard's employ was because he refused to pay us. if you're looking to bring my men in on this war, I'm afraid that we will have to ask for cash. Or goods, of course. We accept payment in equivalent trade goods.
How about a map?
Then you probably need to make a third copy. But by a third copy, you need one that's actually accurate. These guys are on our side, I guess.
Okay. I'm not there, but I've had an idea on how to address this, so...
I was thinking maybe discuss with the Kouinda about leaving the town under their guard or something.
It's really strange you say that, because what Araya has been doing has been asking for an audience with the Kouinda War Chief, and he was set to sort of discuss not raising the town.
Yeah.
However, I didn't know how to word it until you just said it. Is that metagaming?
No, that's perfectly fine. If that was your intention, you just didn't know the words. That's
Yeah,
if that payment is the town.
Well, no, you Papa can't negotiate, okay, my guy? You just fucking chill over there, yeah? So I don't know what General Crest wants, so ignore any of that. I'm just going to type to Albion, because that seems to be how I'm doing shit.
So, Araya is currently sitting in on Kikava's War Council, where they're discussing the possibility of helping their friends deal with a tyrant, and giving them an excuse to test out their new guns.
I'm basically playing Star Wars Episode 1, The Senate here. I'm not even kidding. I've mentioned the word financial benefits twice such far.
You doing any of this out loud, Chief?
No, because I didn't realise. I can read out what I've said if that's what people need.
Please do.
Okay, so the first thing I initially asked for was to negotiate with the war chief for Sneck's right for citizenship within the Kouinda camp to walk freely without prejudice, because the Kouindas were giving him some fucking stink eye last time we were here.
Mm-hmm.
To which he says is cool, and let me just see what I've written here. I've secondly requested that Fortune's Landing is not raised, but that it is given back to the leadership of General Crest, who will share financial benefits with the Kouinda, and also maintain a ceasefire and share information with regards to any invading forces. I mean, that's all I had to say. So that was point 2 on my order, but that was the main one. I didn't really understand how to word it though. Like the snake thing was because I didn't know what to say. I believe I speak for my party when I say, and they're not here, so what do they know? that would be absolutely ideal. That would be the best situation for all people involved.
Okay.
To be honest, you could bring 2 guys, a toaster, and a bath, so long as you didn't harm the innocent. If anything, a show of force may break those other mercenaries, like a show of force and restraint, even. I'm assuming she can understand me. I've just realised I've walked into here with no language skills, and I'm using big words. Snake is here. Snake has stood with me on this council.
Yeah. He handed over the bottle of speaky juice.
Okay, in which case, yeah, then.
Right, so the negotiations really continue, and the Kouinda will help you in exchange for 2 things. Firstly, they will want to see the coastal colonies, whoever replaces them as the head of the colony, to be someone they consent to having lead it.
Okay.
They want to have, essentially, they want to know that whoever is being placed in charge is someone they approve of.
How about Aiden?
Wait, shush. That's point 1, yeah, okay.
And point
We just write a treaty.
is that when the attack takes place, battlefield looting is something that the Kouinda have always held as a warrior's right, and that they will be allowed to do it.
Okay, point 2, I completely agree. Effectively, so long as you do not completely leave the land barren, as we would like someone to rebuild this settlement again.
And regrow the forest.
Yeah, and well, yeah, we'd like to regrow the forest as well. And firstly, if you are unconvinced by General Crest, was it General Crest or General Crest?
Crest.
General Crest's, what's the word?
Leadership.
Authenticity, sincerity to run Fortune's Landing. May I recommend the tattooed hero Araya to look over this Fortune's Landing? if that would be more appealing.
I mean,
Or
To,
someone of actual noble blood.
You're not here. Sorry, I hear the sound of anybody except for me negotiating in this room. There's a reason I wanted to keep it fucking tight.
No one else.
they kind of like you. They say, yes, you are someone they would accept as the governor.
Okay, well, then I accept their second term, and that with their first term, I mentioned that I put myself forward only if General Crest shows himself to be unworthy.
Okay. Yeah, they agree to those terms then and say that they can march in 4 days.
Okay, let's get some of the important people snuck out. You know, like all the innocents.
I assume the party's regrouping at this point to discuss what they've discussed?
I want to see the kitties. Are they okay?
Rowan spends the entire time of this tense negotiation in the creche area with several dozen children acting as a four-armed climbing frame.
Yay! You're big.
Hugs for
yes,
all
I
of
am.
them. Well, hugs for everybody who wants.
Yeah.
Yay.
So by the time Levi comes back, his hair is practically black at this point.
Soot or just...
It looks like soot, yes. Like he's got
And I've
singes.
had fun.
He's also got a few gleams in the eye.
Like this.
You look different.
Younger somehow.
Wow.
Rogaine for men.
Wow. Well, we're armed.
So,
Yeah.
what's the plan, short man?
He's not that short.
He was talking to Araya.
Yeah, but still.
Raya and Aiden. They're short. In comparison to me, okay?
True.
Give some detail of what we discussed. I first mentioned Sneck's right to citizenship under the Kouinda lands.
Yay.
Because that's why I get the heavy hitters on the side. I then also mentioned I've been able to broker a treaty, which means that Fortune's Landing will not be raised. They have some conditions about looting,
Just.
and that's it. You need to stop listening to Hamilton.
I'm sorry. It's just too.
It is really apt, yeah. Yeah, so that's effectively as much I think I'm sharing. I don't think I've missed anything there.
So yeah, the Kouinda wants someone they can trust in charge this time if they're going to help.
I didn't share that.
That-
Intrigue!
I was going to say, I already hold enough of a grudge of him taking credit for killing the big bad dude in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, I would be severely, angry
Yeah.
if I heard that he
remember
could possibly be running that place.
We've also got to deal with that at some point as well. The big bads.
Nah, I said that. We're setting up our own state now. We've grown beyond the petty needs of this country. We're making our own country.
Guys, when I said that I wanted a place for us to stash our belongings and like a little place to return to, I didn't mean a literal portside town. That wasn't the idea. It was just like a little peep somewhere, you know.
Cave.
I do like the idea of Araya running a town like it's Tropico.
You don't know what's going to happen, guys. You don't know if I'm going to run this town.
I don't know, it'd be funny.
Big mum and content. Someone's forgotten the word there, I think.
Well, no, it's what you
Why
are.
am I
You are a
big
big
mum?
mum. You are content. Big
Ah,
mum and content.
fair enough.
Children's.
Yes.
Tiny little godbringer.
Ding dong.
That was badass. You
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
I called down lightning today. That was ridiculous.
It was so cool.
Well, you
Yay.
kind of you sent roughly. Yeah, you basically Snapchatted the nature god.
Yeah,
New phone, who this?
it was great. Like, I didn't even know if he'd hear me.
You got your answer.
It's like you sent him the mental pictures of the devastation, and he replied with "do not like."
Pretty much.
You're not gonna strike this house.
Don't like gonna strike.
So, yeah, it's pretty much the dead of night by this point, given how today's been going. And oh boy, hasn't it just been one of those days.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. We got into a fight. We had to run.
It's been a fucking hell of a Monday.
Who else say Thursdays? I never got the hang of Thursdays.